Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. You're going to enjoy some of my work, these spirit and elemental codes that we're receiving today. There is no sunshine to be seen, but doesn't mean you're not still receiving source codes or solar energy. So you'll hear the geese. They share their codes. So I'm having this conversation in my head, and well, because I know I'm having this conversation in my head, which doesn't happen, that means I need to share some information with you, beautiful souls, the collective. And what is coming through on this walk that I'm doing for my movement today before I go do some errands, every time they just want to share their magnificence as well. So let's see if we can get some of them in here. They're there. You can hear them. I know you can. Okay. So back to this conversation that the highest wants to share. And it's because I have a vast background in health and wellness, nutrition, fitness, movement, classes, programs, detoxification, all of it. I have a little bit or a lot of bit of knowledge on that, okay? 20 plus years, okay. And personal experience. And that's, again, why we're here to share our personal experience. That doesn't mean I'm asking you to do my way or my way is the right way. It's your way in learning to tap in to your own innate intelligence and wisdom of your physical avatar. This advanced system that you picked out, all right, to journey, oh, there's some ducks here. We got 5 ducks, so geese are significant, ducks are going to be significant, crows, a lot of birds. So it's, again, I'm here to remind you, to reflect to you, to mirror to you why. And I'm actually speaking more probably towards the divine feminine energy, feminine physical, and feminine energy in general. You could be a male holding feminine energy. So this is why I'm guided to speak today on my walk. So you receive all the codes and the activations that you're meant to receive. Okay, and what's coming through right here, right now, in this present moment, why I hit record. 231 is significant. Please go look up the spiritual number of 231. I was just guided to say that. There's a deeper message there for somebody. So, as we talk, we ramble, we scramble, we squirrel. Remember, we weave these in and out in each now moment. And so what's coming through, getting to the point, is during your spiritual awakening, okay? Adapting and adjusting, and again, tapping into and getting into more of a flow, a cyclical cycle with the innate intelligence of your physical avatar and your highest. Okay, connecting with the organs and the consciousness of your physical avatar. Every organ has its own consciousness, and it again, it's its own universe. It's its own, it's its own universe, right? Each organ, the blood, the cells, the mitochondria, the organs, the lymph, all of it. Okay, so remember, things need to be in motion, and I think what was coming really strong in this conversation that was coming through. And what it was is, as females, especially that female energy, for me personally, and again, I'm speaking to the females out there going through this journey, is that in the fitness industry, again, it's still very dominant in this masculine energy. It doesn't have to be, but it has ebbed and flowed, and it's been very dominant for a while. And it's a very toxic energy. It doesn't have to be, but it can be, where you are being programmed to think you have to lift heavier, get bigger, get stronger. That masculine energy, that's the complete opposite of what you should be doing now during your spiritual awakening. And maybe this resonates with some of you, where you were coming from this, I got to eat all the protein, I got to eat all the flesh, I got to do all this clearing of energy. Oh my gosh. Clearing something for somebody. They would agree. Wow, that's a completely different frequency. So we got some cranes, some geese. Those look like sand cranes talking to us now. And so my hands are going to be cold because I've got the phone out. So going back to, if you've been caught or wrapped up in, maybe we'll say the last 6 years, maybe longer, but I'm just going to go 5 to 6 years, especially since the pandemic, being programmed or like in your face, you've got to lift heavy, you've got to lift more, you've got to eat all of this flesh, and you've got to push harder, work harder. Holy crap. Hold on. I got to show that. That doesn't look like geese. That looks like cranes, because the flight pattern is just different. Hopefully you guys got that, because it's hard for me not to flip this. Okay, 5:44 when I look down at the clock. Those I think are cranes, sand cranes or herons or something like that. Again, there's no coincidence. All right, so again, we digress. We bring the weaving threads back in. So if you are part of the, let's say you're still struggling, right? Let's say you're still struggling with this concept that if I don't go hard, I don't go daily, I don't go multiple times a day, I don't pound the protein, I don't do this, I'm not gonna, that's programming. They're trying to keep you distracted from tapping in to your innate intelligence of your feminine, your divine feminine energy, which is, again, I'm here to share with you my own personal situation, journey on this awakening path when it comes to nutrition, health, wellness, fitness, holistic practices, working with nature, working with herbs, detoxifying heavy metals and parasites and all of it. So it goes beyond just your gym time, okay? Getting into these cyclical cycles of the seasons, cyclical cycles of honoring that divine feminine during the hibernation months, coming out of fall into winter, finding your movement coming up into the spring and summer. So there's divine feminine and masculine in these cyclical cycles of nature. So look at nature, pay attention to nature. How do you, because you are nature. So do you feel called to rest more during the winter months, right? Or are you forcing yourself to produce more? And this can, again, definitely what's coming through is this can also relate to the workspace, all right? Are you working a 9 to 5 or a job where you're having to perform in some type of personality persona of a divine masculine role because you're trying to prove something, because you've been programmed that you have to prove something? I'm getting hot because I'm starting to channel. And it's only like 40 degrees out here. So these are some questions to contemplate and maybe to meditate on and to go in a little deeper. And maybe whoever's reaching this, because you are receiving this by no coincidence, divine timing. Again, I was placed in front of you for whatever it is, whether it's through YouTube or Facebook. And if you're not following on my YouTube, go to YouTube, please. I will try to start remembering to post my link to YouTube, but I think it's posted in my Facebook. If you catch this on the Reels, go over there too, okay? So you are receiving me, this information, these codes, these activations, these reflections for your highest and best, always. Through the divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom, divine knowledge, and divine remembrance. Because I'm here to remind you through my own experiences, okay? So are you still striving and hustling and pushing hard for a result, for a physical look in your avatar, right? What do you have to prove? What are you trying to prove? What are you avoiding healing? See, for me, I lived in a very heavily divine, we hold both, but I'm a divine feminine energy primarily, but we hold both. I had to balance them because we carry both frequencies, okay? So I lived primarily in my entire life as more of a masculine energy because it was a protection, because everything that I went through in my life from birth. Okay, so over the years, especially in the health and wellness industry, I evolved my own way. I did things my way. And it wasn't necessarily the right way. It was right for that time. And there was lessons and growth and knowledge and wisdom gained for sure over the years in all the modalities, in all of the nutritional modalities, in all of the programming modalities, okay? All of the holistic and the herbs and the detox, all of it, okay? I'm always willing to learn. I'm not saying I know it all, but I know a little bit of something. Okay? And especially during this awakening process, that can be sometimes challenging for people to navigate when it comes to their health, because you're being pulled. Your soul's pulling you like, this is too much. You need to rest. You need to heal. You need to quit being the avoidant, and you quit running away from the hurt, the pain, the trauma, the whatever it is that you're using food as or fitness as an avoidance to do the deeper work, right? All right. So I guess, are you doing the deeper work? Did I land here to remind you that you need to listen to, that's just your confirmation that you need to pause and you need to rest and you need to heal. Your nervous system is fried the fuck out. I had to heal a nervous system that's been fried since I was brought into this incarnation. And then through nutrition and fitness, yeah, there might have been some benefits in there, but at certain points I was compounding more nervous system issues. And you need a regulated nervous system moving into the 5D, into the new earth frequencies. It's a must. It's a must. And like I've said before, if you aren't willing to, the universe, the source, your highest will move shit around. You'll end up injured. You'll end up really sick. You'll be put in a position where you're forced to rest. You're forced to maybe to fast or to eat less or to change your eating. All right? So you can choose to change, or you can choose to wait. Either way is perfect, right? There's no wrong way, right? It's your way. All right? It's your way. And again, I'm just here as your reminder. And I'm not here to tell you how to eat or to exercise. I'm just a reminder and reflector to let you know that you need to continue to listen to that quiet voice, that innate intelligence of your body, that you need to stop consuming this and start consuming more of that. And you're doing it because it's what you need, not because you're trying to achieve some specific result. Like when you continue to tell yourself, I am fat, I am fat, I am fat, what are you telling yourself? Okay? Maybe you reframe that I lose fat effortlessly and easily. I gain muscle effortless and easily. Just by setting an intention without any necessarily outside work. Set that intention. Because how you talk to yourself is so important. Right? The universe says, okay, I'm going to give you more of that. It's power manifestation. And the manifestation power now is amplified moving forward. So you have to be even more mindful of what you're thinking, what that self-talk is. Every morning, get naked and stand in front of the mirror and say, I love you. Thank you. I'm proud of you. And I don't give a fuck what you look like. Do it. Maybe you need to do some mirror work. All right? And again, this is going to be a different message for each person that's reaching, okay? It's not going to, and if you're not tapped in or you're not feeling in resonance, you're not here still. But for this spiritual awakening that you are most likely going through in some way, shape, or form, I landed here in front of you for a reason. Because it's my frequency, my energy, my knowledge, and my wisdom. Okay? And again, I'm not here to convince you of anything or prove anything, to tell you to eat this way or eat that way or move this way. I'm telling you and guiding you and asking you to tap the fuck in to the innate intelligence of your highest self and your physical avatar. Here's a short example. I'll try and keep it short. It's really hard around here. Keep it short and sweet. I did do a video. It's somewhere on my YouTube. It was about an hour long. My journey for food and nutrition. I might do another shorter one in the past few years. I basically was guided to quit eating animal products again, but not for the reasons I did it years ago, where I was trying to achieve something, but because it was the innate intelligence of my body. I learned to rest more during the winter months. And when the seasons start changing, I'm guided and I have the energy to move more. I spent an entire 12, 24, even more months slowly and progressing and working and healing this nervous system from this lifetime and past lifetimes. As well as in the process of doing all that, I'm clearing generational shit too. Does this resonate? Okay. Does this make sense? Does this land anywhere? What do you feel? What is this bringing up? What do you hear? What do you think? What do you know? What's that knowing? What do you see? Maybe you get some clear visions in your third eye. Journal on that. Contemplate on that. See what comes up. Okay. You know, I had a moment at the beginning of the year where I had some fish, had some like shellfish, but I didn't do it for any other reason than my innate intelligence. Did I continue to eat it? No. I went back to just eating fruits mostly, and some oats and things like that. And food, I have to be very mindful of food in my physical avatar because sometimes it's too heavy. So here's a recent one. I last week, a few days ago, 4 days ago, whatever, 2, 4, 6 days, I don't know. Sometime at the end of last week, I'm heading to the store. I'm like, I need to get eggs. I need to get some cottage cheese. I need to get some eggs. I need to get some cottage cheese. I haven't had eggs and cottage cheese in probably a year and a half or more. I don't know. I don't pay attention anymore. I don't track anything. I let all of that go. I let all of the tracking. Yes, I regularly weigh myself just to track on how much retention, because when I go through major cycles and upgrades, I tend to retain more water, because you are 70% water, as is nature, Gaia. So those are fluctuations. So I was basically, my intelligence in my body was like, you need eggs, you need eggs. And like the old past self will say, no, I can't do that. That's whatever dogma or stigma I put around that. I just said, okay, we'll get some eggs, we'll get some cottage cheese. And I ate some, and it's exactly what I needed. And it's like, all right. And so each day I'm like, do I need this again? Yes. So I use a pendulum, I use muscle testing, but it's more of like just a yes or a no for me. It's like, I just know. And last night I had what I'd been eating for a couple days would be a couple of eggs with some oats and some cottage cheese for my grounding meal. And then last night it was like, okay, I probably don't need any more eggs and cottage cheese. Right? So whatever nutrients I needed or whatever my avatar needed it for in that moment. That doesn't mean I'm going to continue eating it unless my avatar is asking for it. Okay? Does this make sense? Hopefully it does, and hopefully this is resonating if you're still here. So you'll find these ebbs and flows because we are so like, okay, we got to have 3 meals a day, and we've got to have this and this, and we got to have the carbs, the fats, the protein, all this bullshit. That time's done. We're moving into a position where we're going to be needing less dense food because we are literally evolving from a carbon-based avatar to a crystalline-based avatar. And when you transition genetically while still incarnated, you are evolving basically from the inside out, outside in, to needing less dense food. So don't be surprised if you're not going to be wanting meat anymore or heavy meat. Like, you shouldn't really, like... That's a whole nother rabbit hole, and I don't like to get into the dogma of that. It's, again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking you to listen to the innate intelligence of your avatar and your highest self, your source within. Okay? You'll know. If you're receiving this, you know it's landing somewhere. All right? You've been already maybe struggling mentally with it. The ego mind's trying to tell you, fuck, no, I can't. I got to keep doing it this way. I got to do it this way. I got to do it. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way I got to do it. This is the way. No. Listening to your intelligence. I don't plan a workout. I'm like, I might want to work out tomorrow, and I write a workout down, or I take a walk, or I do a yoga, or I just rest, or it's a flow. It's a in the now present moment, which the past versions would have planned the meals out, would have said, I have to have A, B, C, D, F, G. I have to do this type of workout. I have to eat these types of foods. I had to surrender to all that because that wasn't my true version. That was a personality, and it was part of my journey, but it's not who I am. All right. I'm not meant to walk forward as a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, health and wellness coach. Yes, I can use these tools, this wisdom and this knowledge, working with people moving forward in their spiritual journey, confirmation. All right. Whatever that looks like. And that's weaving and helping them to understand and to tap into the innate intelligence of your physical body when it comes to health and wellness and fitness and movement and whatever that is. Okay? Detoxifications, everyone should do healthy, safe protocols when it comes to detoxing parasites and heavy metals, for sure. And when you're called to quit eating certain foods, your body's already automatically trying to get you to detox. You can detox in any way. You can detox from media, from food, from addictions of all kinds. There's so many things out there. So again, just really called to have this conversation because it was repeating in my head. When it goes on repeat, we know that's time to hit record because the collective needs to hear this message. Okay, so do you remember? Are you getting signs, signals, and cues from your physical avatar to change things up with your nutrition, with your mindset around your appearance, with your avatar, with your fitness? All right. Are you still going down the rabbit hole of, I have to do it this way, that way, or I'm not going to? You're not broken. Okay. It's a very toxic industry, and I didn't realize it until I kind of have basically been extracted from it. Okay. I'm not saying there's not good stuff in there. There's good stuff in everything, but there's also very toxic things, and it's learning to discern, not this, discern with your heart, your innate intelligence, your higher self, your source within, what is right for you. And if somebody's telling you how to do it, run. I'm not here to tell you anymore. I don't do that. And I've had clients, the last client I had was probably a year ago. It's like, I want you to tell me how to do it because that's how it worked last time. And it's not going to work the same as it did last time. And you have to go deeper. You have to do the inner child work. You have to go beyond this surface level stuff because you're just going to keep repeating these cycles and you're not going to get anywhere. It's basically spinning your wheels. The definition of insanity, staying on the hamster wheel. But most people, you have to be ready to do the work. And people can shed weight if we're talking about weight that's being held on the physical avatar, fat, toxins, basically, stored crud. It is very deeply connected to a lot of childhood wounds or trauma, hurt, pain, abuse. Guaranteed. Because people will just change that. They will do the inner work. They will bring it up. They will do the healing. And the weight just falls off the avatar. You don't have to believe me. Do your research. Okay? And know that you will fluctuate season to season, week to week, day to day. Especially with everything that we're receiving. All of the codes, all of the solar flares, all of the activations, all of it. You're physically evolving from the inside out and the outside in, embodied as your soul. You're not transitioning out of your body to ascend. We are ascending in our physical bodies. So yes, things like med beds will be showing up probably before the end of the year. You'll start seeing rapid recovery. You'll start seeing instant healing modalities. Things that have been hidden but have been available for a very long time. Okay? But you still need to do the work. Okay? You still need to listen and to tap in. Tap into your avatar. Ask her or him what she needs on a daily basis. I'm just at the point it's just a clear knowing. You might be getting rapid repeat, okay, yeah, I need to stop doing this. I get a stomach ache when, okay, yep. Listen to those voices, listen to those whispers, listen to those downloads, those visuals that you're getting that you need to change things up or do things differently. All right? We need to quit assuming that that's the way it's always been, that's how it should be. And that's old programming that needs to be deleted, extracted, so we can make space for the new stuff that's coming in. Okay? Things are changing. They're changing very, very fast. Okay? So again, I'm just here as a gentle reminder because I love you. The team loves you. They wanted me to have this conversation. And again, if this reaches one person, that's chef's kiss, right? All right. So move your body, rest your body, nourish your body in the way that you are being called to. not the way the ego and mind thinks you should be doing this. Okay? So if you need to rest, rest, ground, discharge that energy, heal. If you need to walk, walk. If you need to pick up some weights, pick up some weights. Nourish your body. If you need to eat all fruits for a day, eat all fruit. If you need to drink water and lemon and honey, do that. If you need to water fast, do that. Be mindful. If you need to do detox, do that. If you need to quit eating meat, do that. If you need to incorporate eggs and cottage cheese after a year and a half for a few days to get that nourishment, that medicine, do that. And then just feel into what is right for you in each now present moment. Because again, we're continuing to remind you to come back to each now present moment. This is what I had this morning. I have no idea what my body's going to want in 2 hours. I have watermelon in the car. It wants that next. But in 2 or 3 hours, do I know what my body wants? I have no idea. In the past versions of self, ego mind would say, okay, you need to have this for your next meal. Constantly getting me distracted and creating a chaotic scenario to keep me distracted from being in the present moment. Thank you. That was brilliant. So are you using food, fitness, health, and wellness and nutrition to keep you distracted from being in the now present moment? Like, let's say you're in the present moment, but I've got you, now you're thinking, your ego mind's got you thinking about tomorrow's food or what am I going to do for my workout or whatever. Come back to here and now and just feel into what it is and go from there. It will rock and change your world, I promise you. How do I know? I'm an example. I don't worry about what I am going to eat every day. I don't worry about how I'm going to move my body every day. I wake up and I become present. I'm not perfect because I am still having this human experience, but it's become so much easier and effortlessly flows with ease and grace when it comes to moving my physical avatar, nourishing my physical avatar. Okay? Simple? I don't know. That's your choice. That's your decision. What do you choose? Do you choose you today? Do you choose to listen to your innate intelligence of your physical avatar, this beautiful vessel that you gifted yourself to have this human journey as a spark of the divine? Okay? People don't know that I will be 49 this year, and they ask how, what, why. It's because I clean house. I clean the temple. Not perfect, but I keep the temple pretty clean. Okay? I'm a grandma. I mean, come on. The reason why you physically age so fast is because of the mind stuff and the toxins that you keep consuming. Okay? And again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just asking you, what are you ready for? What is your highest telling you? What is your avatar telling you? 2808. I didn't know that we were going to do this, as I never do, but I love you. I will see you soon. Take care of you. Put your time and energy into you. Do the healing where needed. Ground every day if possible in any way, shape, or form. And I will see you. We will see you on the next one. Bye.